Welcome to the M.O.V.E. Show. Release your junk and move into your destiny with Dr. Michelle. I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Barr, spiritual coach, counselor, and former crisis and trauma therapist. If you've ever felt like you might be the one standing between where you are and where you're meant to be, you're in the right place. Each week, I'll guide you with powerful teachings, tools, and techniques to help you clear, heal, and resolve what's keeping you stuck. This is your safe place to land and your next level upgrade. Let's release that junk and move. Make a decision, own it 100%, visualize it, and execute it. The M.O.V.E. Show starts now. Okay, so you've made the decision, but are you really all in? That's what we're going to talk about today. Why halfway energy creates stuckness and how true ownership activates momentum. It's important for you to learn what it means to energetically commit, not just with your words or even your mind. And stop negotiating with your desires so you can reclaim your power to move forward now. Welcome back to the M.O.V.E. Show. I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Barr, here to help you release your junk and move into your destiny. Today, we are diving into the second step of my signature M.O.V.E. process. I have learned to use this in my own life and with hundreds and hundreds of my clients, and now I'm here to help you move forward in your own life. If you watched my first episode, you know that the M, the first step, stands for make a decision. And once you make a decision, now it's time for the O. Own it 100%. Before I get into all that, I want to start with a question that I received after episode 1. The woman wrote to me and said, I love this, but sometimes I'm slow to move. I hear this all the time and I see it all the time. Can the decision just be a mental one, as in, this is what I want? Or do you have to physically make moves toward it for it to occur? I am so glad this question came up. I can get on my soapbox about this one, and I had to learn more than anyone else, just like all of you. This is key, the own it 100%. Here's what I told her. Action is what brings you what you desire. In future shows, we're going to talk more about going into the field, into the quantum field, where everything already exists, and bringing it into form. What you want already exists. Action is what brings what you desire into form and brings it to you. Thinking about it without taking aligned action keeps it in your head. Mental decisions are a start, but owning it with your energy, attention, and actions is what moves the needle. Really let this land. If you feel like you've been stuck, what you desire hasn't been coming to you, all the way back to when The Secret came out, and it was a big movie moving manifestation and law of attraction into the mainstream, and I loved it in that way. And I was still a therapist back then, and what I was seeing was it was creating a lot of mental and emotional and even physical and spiritual crisis in people because it looked so easy, and they really had to make it that way to bring it into the mainstream. But there was a piece a lot of people were missing, and that was the taking inspired aligned action. And here's where that starts. You make a decision, and then what does it really mean to own it 100%? People were thinking they were doing everything right and then saying either it works for everyone else but not for me, or this is a scam, this doesn't work. I have turned my life for over 2 decades into an experiment with the law of attraction and manifesting. So everything I share with you, I've lived it and I've coached it for others and I've watched it in people who are close to me. I study this. I've studied with many of the teachers that were in The Secret and been able to learn from them. And I bring all of that to you here. So, what does it really mean to own it 100%? This is the bridge between your decision and your destiny. The minute you make the decision, don't you see yourself or other people start wavering, wobbling, waiting, hesitating? The opportunities start showing up and they either can't see them or they don't want to see them and they're not taking action. And you start second guessing and you start self doubting. It's in the wobble that wobbles that energy. You've got to take a stance. If you've ever done yoga and you're familiar with yoga, it's the mountain pose in yoga. You are in an A stance, feet and legs hip width apart, your arms straight out, your hands like this, very purposeful, down by your side, your head up, and your chest back. And you are holding that stance no matter what energies come and beat up against you, no matter what happens, and learning to do that. I was always told it's the difference between being a beach ball or that palm tree. The beach ball is just beating around wherever the wind blows, or if you've ever seen one batted around during a concert, and it doesn't have control. And that palm tree has those roots, and the winds blow, and the hurricanes come, and it stands strong. It's like that. If you're a somatic and physical person, you might even start by standing in that mountain pose. I used to do it, and now I can embody it because I physically did it for so long. Making a decision is powerful, but it's only the beginning. Most people decide, like I said, and then they waver, they wait, they second guess themselves. The truth is, your energy must match your decision. Ownership, owning it 100% says, I'm not just interested in this, I'm in it. This is where your power lives. Early on, when I was a spiritual entrepreneur, just starting my spiritual business, and I went to a live event, and there was a woman on the stage being what I wanted to be, doing what I wanted to do, and having what I wanted to have. And she said, you can have your big mission and live your big life. And then she asked us, are you merely interested or committed? And at that time, it shook me to the core. It blew me back. And I had to get real honest, take a lot of honest inventory, as I call it, for myself. And I've relied on that as a measure. Am I merely interested or am I committed? Am I in it? Remember, the universe doesn't play the if when or when then game. It shows up once you do and you stand in that energetic stance. I am all about taking aligned, inspired action and doing the third dimensional physical work. But once I learned how to do the energetic work first, it made it so much easier for me. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this a lot. There are people out there and they just pound the hammer to the nail, matter against matter, and it works. But then you also see a lot of times they're burnt out, they're exhausted, or other areas of their life are falling apart because they're not being paid attention to, they're not being focused on, they're not being nurtured, they're not being energetically sustained. Or you can learn to work energy upon energy and impress your energy into the field and bring it forward in form and then take action to receive it. And I'm telling you, you got to learn it. It's part of spiritual practice and discipline, but it makes everything so much better and so much easier. I also have a mantra: everything with ease and joy. Whenever I'm asking for something with ease and joy, I no longer want or need to learn my lessons the hard way. And if you're hardwired that it's got to be hard and the lessons have to hurt and that's the only way you can learn and it's a hard knock life, as Annie would say, then that's what you're going to live and that's what you're going to see evidence of. Let me take you back. I'd made a decision to pursue my business, but I was still holding on to a backup plan. I was dipping my toes in, but not diving in. And I had this whole story. My husband had a very stable job and he provided the insurance for us. We had 3 kids at home and living on their own, going to college. So we had a lot going on. And I had a story that because of what other people were providing for me, I could have my own business. That's a backdoor plan, and it's putting everything in the hands of someone else. And I'm in and out, dipping my toe in. And to take that further, I had a long-standing pattern and habit I finally became aware of and had to work on healing, that I'm always the one who have to quit my job if things get too heavy, if things get too demanding, if the kids need something, if somebody gets sick, whatever it is, I can't build a career. I'm the one who has to quit and give up everything. So guess what happened? I kept repeating that. Your stories create your life. We're going to talk more about this. Start becoming aware of it. That halfway energy, it blocked my momentum, it delayed my destiny. When I finally said, I'm all in, no more fallback, this is my path, I actually got a pop quiz from the universe because of that old pattern. My husband got laid off in an industry where that does not happen. In an instant, we lost his paycheck and our insurance. A lot of people could have come at me if I was that beach ball. This is irresponsible. You need to go out and get a job. Quit doing this. But everything changed. I broke that long time pattern. I said, I'm all in. This is my path. And that's when everything changed. Opportunities appeared instantly. Clients showed up, doors opened. Because I wasn't kind of ready or getting ready to get ready, I was all in. Let that land and take a deep breath. So far here, we've been talking about this move process, about the importance of taking aligned, inspired action, and that will come in the form of opportunities. There is a way you can first do the energetic work, and that's why my M.O.V.E. move process is so important and so key. It's a quick, easy way for you to learn and then remember. You can use it over and over again. If you listen to my first episode, you picked one thing to make a decision on, and now here you are. If you weren't listening to that episode already, you can go back and catch it. But right now, you can make one decision. Don't pick the biggest, hardest thing with the most emotional and mental, physical, and spiritual issues around it, but pick the one thing and practice owning it 100%. At first, it's not easy. At first, you may be only able to hold it for 24 hours at a time, and then pay attention to that little voice that keeps coming in, trying to derail you, throw you off track, stop you from doing what is uncomfortable and unfamiliar. That's its job, but it's not the boss, and it was never meant to be. And we're going to talk more about this. Here's some ways to know you're truly owning it. You stop giving your power away. And this is a big one I want you to start recognizing because I was big at this. Empaths do this a lot. People with trauma backgrounds do this a lot. You give your power away. You have got to take your power back. And some people have given you messages. That's not nice. That's selfish. No. Stop giving your power away. Take your power back. You also stop negotiating with your desires. There's this whole thing in the world of manifestation and law of attraction and coaching and entrepreneurship that is very key. You do not make your decisions based on what you think other people want, what you think other people would give you, what you think other people would buy, what you think you might maybe be capable of. You teach yourself and train yourself to dream big, and you keep working toward that. And I'll have a whole show on this. But I want you to know, once I was doing this consistently in my life, there were desires that went out into the universe and in divine right timing came back to me years later, but I could see why. But you've got to hold the desires and learn to trust. So you stop negotiating with your desires. Just the other day, I was coaching a friend through some things, and she had had a big desire I was aware of in her for a very long time. But then I asked her to revisit, is that still a desire? It may not be. Why are you sabotaging yourself? Start getting in touch with your desires. My book, Loving What's Next, What You Want Can Be Yours Now, that came out last year, takes you through the whole move process. And it talks to you about this, tapping back into your desires. Some people lost that so long ago. I had. And you start taking actions as if it's already happening, as if you already are. Manifesting and creating what you need, want, and desire is based on becoming the person that can be, do, and have that. So you learn to be in the becoming of it and to take actions as if it's already happening. I know without a doubt now 100% the universal law: where there is a desire, a way has already been made. Owning it 100% is not just about hustle. It's not hustle and green, and it's not hustle and grind. It means alignment. And then from alignment, embodiment. We're going to go through all this, so stay with me. This is a process. First, you learn it, then you start incorporating it and living in your life, and then it becomes tools you can use forever. It means alignment. It means integrity between what you say, what you believe, and what you do. If what you're saying and desiring and believing does not match what you do, you're creating your own messes. If you're hesitating, circling, hiding behind it, figuring it out, those are energies that are telling the universe, wait, I'm not ready yet. I'm not in yet. I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'll be there. And the universe is saying, okay, you have free will. Let me know when you're ready. This is your invitation to claim it, to step into full ownership. So let's move into a moment of activation together. Because in the work I do, I'm not just talking to you. You're not just reading the words in my books or listening to me. I am energetically offering you an activation inside you that you get to choose. And it may be instant, or it may be over the next hours, days, weeks, months. Close your eyes for a moment if you can. If not, you can come back to this. Just focus on it. Place your hand over your heart. Whisper or say this aloud. I claim this desire as mine. What desire bubbles up for you in this moment? What desire have you been wanting to claim? You may need to spend some time, some dedicated time to sit with it and pick one desire. I am ready to own it. I walk forward in full faith. I am all in. I am all in. I am all in. Now feel the shift. Trust it's there. Trust it's happening. Anything that's coming up is just what's coming up to be cleared, healed, and resolved. If you've ever been in a place where the minute I start going after my dreams, the minute I start creating what I need, want, and desire, everything shows up. Yes, but it's part of the process. And people stop and they say, God said no, not now. This is not my time. Everybody else can have it except me. None of that is true. It is an integral part of the process. Everything that is not aligned will come up to be cleared, healed, and resolved. It is spirit. It is your soul. It is your energy showing you, yes, you can have everything you need, want, and desire, but you can't take this with you. And you've got to clear, heal, and resolve this. Then you can say, this is the work. This is the work that works. And this is the work in front of me to do right now. This is what owning it 100%, what ownership feels like. It's an energetic yes, and it is magnetic. If you're feeling this shift, or you can even trust, suspend your disbelief and borrow mine until you have your own. If today's message, if my words, if my energy are stirring something in you, if you're feeling the nudge to stop waiting and fully own what's next, you can download my free 21-day email course. You will find it in the show notes and on the page for this show as my giveaway to you. And it's michellebarr.com/email21. Start moving forward in any area of your life today. And you can get my book, Loving What's Next. What you want can be yours now. To walk with me chapter by chapter. You are not meant to live a small life. You are not meant to play small. And I promise you, wherever there is a desire, a way has already been made. Wherever there is a desire, a way has already been made. And once you can trust that, you'll step out for yourself so much more. It's a mantra I say over and over to myself. You are not meant to live a small life. Restlessness, discomfort, desire, even the messes are calling you forward into what's possible and what you've planned for yourself and what you can have. But we have free will, and the universe and spirit cannot impede on your free will. So they cannot come in until you take that stance and you are ready and you've made a decision and you've owned it 100%. You're not here to stay stuck. Staying in confusion is a defense mechanism. So you've got to get really honest. If you're allowing yourself to stay in confusion for any amount of time, there is always a way forward from wherever you now stand. There is always a way forward from wherever you now stand. You are built for this. Your next level is waiting. Let's move together. I've been really excited to show up here today and work with you. And believe me, if you do these first steps, the aligned, inspired action is coming. The opportunities are coming. Give yourself grace for whatever is coming up around where you are and where you're not and what you need. And baby step if you can't ledge leap. Baby steps. Baby steps can create profound impact. Take this in today. Start tapping into your desires. Commit to getting out of the stuck energy and know that you can move forward in any area of your life. And it begins with make a decision and own it 100%. And I'll be back next time to talk to you about the V. Visualize it. Thank you so much. You've been listening to The M.O.V.E. Show. Release your junk and move into your destiny. Catch us every first and third Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. Don't miss a moment. Subscribe, like, and share with your friends. And let's keep the conversation going. Connect with me on social at Michelle Barr Coach. And if you're ready for your next step, grab my latest bestseller, Loving What's Next, at michellebarr.com. Until next time, keep clearing the junk. Make a decision, own it 100%, visualize it, and execute it. Until next time, remember to keep moving.